Hello everyone, this is Chase Pounds. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another stand-up comedy routine. As most of you know, it's back to school season, so my theme is going to be reminiscing on my old high school days. So, I started high school back in August the 9th of 2012. I was what you would call a freshman, or other words, a newbie, new body they sometimes may call it. And I remember I entered the school building, I guess, of course, trying to learn how to fit in, especially since I was socially awkward at the time. Didn't know how to speak to people my age. But I went into the classroom. It was a social maintenance class, and I sat down with a group of peers. Some of them never seen me before. Some knew me from middle school, and they would ask me questions, like hip questions. Some of the questions I weren't. You see, I wasn't very familiar with slang, so I didn't know how to answer them, and I took it literally. Sometimes these slangs literally, because again, I'm not hip. I'm kind of conservative, more formal. And they say, "Hey Chase," they ask me, "Hey Chase, do you know what a pussy is?" You say, "Pussy? Yeah, do you know what a pussy is?" And I say, "You mean like a pussy cat?" And they both crack up laughing and say, "It's a pussy cat." And what I was thinking at the time was, I was thinking of Pussycat like in those old Tom and Jerry cartoons. They often refer to the cat as a pussy cat, so that's what came to mind when I heard the word pussy. Then they would ask me, hey Chase, are you straight?" He says, "What?" And I say, "What?" He says, "Is you straight?" And I answer again, "You mean, no, I'm not straight. I'm actually crooked. It's like a car. I'm be straight one moment, then the next thing I'm crooked. Straight one moment, crooked the next. Crooked, straight, crooked, straight, crooked." And they asked me other questions that I weren't familiar with, such as, "Hey Chase, are you gay?" And they say, "What?" And I say, "What?" It says, "Are you gay?" And I say, "What's gay? I don't never heard of this word gay before." That was my first time between high school and middle school that I was getting familiar with the word gay. I didn't know what the word meant, gay. I thought it was like a new catchphrase or something. But then there was a catchphrase that stood out to me in high school, such as this is later in my senior year, that they would say, "These nuts, what are those? These nuts." And I thought it was kind of catchy. I didn't know what it meant, but I would say, "What are those?" And they say, "These nuts, yeah!" And they all say, "Oh, Chase." And they didn't know. Of course, I didn't know what the real meaning behind the word "these nuts" was, but I thought these nuts was like peanuts out of the ground, like pop peanuts that you eat as a snack. And that's what I thought these nuts were, but I learned the hard way later on what these nuts mean. And so yeah, I wasn't very good with slang. I wasn't very social. Like sometimes I could be kind of annoying and aggravating to some people, because I always did like, yeah, partner. Yeah, I watched a lot of westerns too, so and that got on a lot of people's nerves. And I used to stay on the table and do it, and people videotape me get on the table saying, "Yeah!" And so that was another thing I did annoying was during the my junior year of high school, during the Ebola crisis. It's hard to imagine now. Back then people wearing masks, but of course the norm now that seeing people wearing masks, but back then it was a new thing when the Ebola outbreak. I remember people were reacting that there was going to be a pandemic, and I remember students actually would wear masks from class. is all day wearing masks. And sometimes I pull a joke on them because everybody was saying either some people joke around saying that the ones who had masks are the ones who got Ebola. And then I would, remember that commercial that goes, Ricola. The man says it through the horn, says Ricola. And that made me think of the night, based off that commercial. And I would go around to people who were walking down the hallway, such as this one guy, I remember the name of Dominic. He had his mask on, always wear a mask on. And I point to him and say, Ebola! And he would had this look on his face with the mask on, and says, like, what's wrong with this crazy nincompoop? And I just go around saying to people, saying Ebola, Ebola, and people just give him the weirdest and craziest looks, like, what's wrong with this nincompoop? Or what's wrong with this ninja here? And ninja, that was another thing we used to say in high school and replace the N-word, because the N-word was so excessively used that some tried to clean it up by saying ninja, like ninja. It says, what's good, my ninja? And hey ninja, get over here. And say Chase, what's good, my ninja? And I say wasabi. Yeah. And then the main crucial thing, or I should say crucial things of high school, the main institutions of high school is your crush, your date, your love, a girl you was in love or a boy you was in love with. Well, seeing how I was square and not very hip to everything, I never had that. There was none of that for me. But I always did have my crushes. I always did like girls that I saw. Even through college, I was like that. I saw girls that like. Now, see, the preference thing, well, in high school was there wasn't the girls that I was very preferable to, or I should say I had a preference for. You see, I have a preference for white girls more than black girls. Not that I have anything against black girls. Some I made friends with, and some I thought were nice to talk to. But as for attractiveness, I didn't find that many black girls attractive. But up to my standard, the beauty. But I was always into white girls, and you see, the reason why for that was because I always watched a lot of shows growing up, attractive clad white girls, and that's mainly old TV shows I used to watch, like I Dream of Jeannie, That Girl, the Brady Bunch, Charlie's Angels, shows like that. I used to watch a lot of the classic shows like Andy Griffin, Carol Burnett. That's where I get a lot of my comedic, my comedic talent from, such as Carol Burnett, like Mr. Tupper on Mr. Wiggins. Mr. Wiggins, can you come in for a second? You're talking to you. Yep, that's all the shows I used to get my inspiration from. I also watched a lot of Richard Pryor as well, and Three Stooges, as I say, Andy Griffin. But anyway, I always found white girls attractive, and I always be scared. I always be different me to talk to a white girl. A lot of times it didn't seem. A lot of times I would be walking the cafeteria, kind of like just feeling awkward, nervous. As I get close to them, I start to shake a little. Just shake because nervous, or was I think I was also because the gone darn rooms were always freezing. They always had the air conditioner. They always had the air conditioner on, even when it was below zero outside. It had us freezing, and I'd be shaking, just shaking. I'd be stuttering, and I come across this white girl. She looked very hot, very beautiful looking. She got long, flowing hair. She had those cropped outfits, belly button showing, ripped, tight, skinny jeans, Adidas tennis shoes. Just be on the phone texting, hardly paying attention, just texting, just so glued to that phone. She can't take her eyes off of it. Barely saw me approaching. And I say, hello. Hello, Amber. She says, hey. And it says, you mind if I sit here? And she says, sure, I don't mind. She says, and she just not really engaging. She just steady on texting. And I ask her a couple of questions. She says, yeah, sure, I do. He says, what? He says, yes. He says, no. Just small talk, not really engaging. And she, I asked her, what's her favorite food? And she says, oh, chicken strips. And I do some good chicken strips. He says, oh, yeah, good chicken strips. Yeah, just, would you like to taste them? I don't know. And then I ask her like series of questions like, what's her favorite color? And she says red. And she said, I might tell her my favorite color, and it's blue. And he says, well, good for you. And I asked her a lot of personal questions, like, do you have friends? She says, I have enough friends. And I didn't ask the crucial. I wait. Usually, sometimes I wait several days to get to this question, and I ask her. Finally, to have this courage to ask her, "Do you date?" And she says, "No." And I get relaxed and excited, my heart racing, pumping. Then I asked her for this thing. Ask her this one question: can I have your phone number? And I say, and she says, sure. She gets out a stick of paper. She writes it down. She's a little hesitant at first. She was squinting a little bit. Then she does a lot of erasing. Like, I don't know, should I give this boy my phone number? I don't know if he just here. It's the pervert or whatever. And she finally gives me the number. She writes it down and slowly hands it to me. And I say, thank you. I'll speak to you. I'll see you again sometime. I say, sure. And she says, sure. And I go home. First thing I do when I get home is I get my phone out. I call up the number, and I put the phone up and wait for the thing to dial. Wait for the number to dial. And says, dude. It takes a while. My heart racing again. You know that feeling you get when you get a hot girl's phone number. Your heart starts racing, and it keeps going. Dude, it seems like eternity. Dude, yeah, boo boo. It says the number you dial that is not in service or does not exist. Please check the number. Try again. And I keep dialing the same number again and again and again, 2 or 3 or 4 to 5 times. And the same thing. Boom, boom, bee. We're sorry, the number you dialed was not in service. And my heart just starts sinking. You start to realize that you've been double crossed. That she gave you a fake phone number. My heart sinks like the RMS Titanic that sank in 1912. That's the way my heart felt. And I get in this mood where I feel like that women are not women, that nobody likes you, that no girl in the that all girls are all alike. Then you see stuff on TV or relationships that also push you down, reminds you of that double crossing girl. And I always try to get the white girls, and they all don't want to be bothered with me. But the black girls, they talk to me, but at the same time, I'm not always interested in them. So that's always been a pattern when I was through high school and grade school. Some girls I did talk to that were nice and funny, but there was always the same thing day after day, every year. And so my high school experience is now viewed by Chase Pounds. Thank you.